Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 335. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Gloria. What's up, Gloria?
Hello, and Chris just dropped out.
Yes, Steampunk Star Raisin will be back with us shortly. Okay, so I thought we weren't going to do any more shows, but then I saw this crazy trailer called Sleigh Bells. And just to give you a little synopsis, it's Santa versus Mother effing Satan. Yes, Santa versus Satan. I don't even know what kind of trailer this is. That's what it says. So, I know. Well, you know what? Sometimes we have great trailers. Sometimes we have crazy trailers. This is one of those instances where it's a crazy trailer. So I didn't even watch it yet. So I think Gloria's going to have to watch it first. Maybe. No? No? We could skip it. We could skip it.
I don't know.
We can skip it. All right. All right. This is the first time ever. Okay, first time ever we got rejected for a trailer reaction.
Scares me.
It was just a negative trailer reaction without seeing the trailer. Okay. You know what? Sometimes things go out the window. What can I say?
I would do it. It's just the name's creeping me out.
Yes. Okay. So we will not do it, and we will discuss some of Star Trek Simon Pegg stuff. I know Chris wants to talk about if he has internet connection, and he doesn't.
Oh, he's having problems, yeah.
How about I watch the trailer reaction?
Yeah, see your reaction. That's if you want to.
So I'm going to watch the trailer reaction to Sleigh Bells, It's Santa versus Mother effing Satan. That's what they said. Okay. Yes, this is crazy trailer reactions. Okay, I'm going to start this, and Gloria, you're going to have to tell Chris to be silent for a minute.
Okay.
Because I'm going to have to... Okay, it's 2 minutes trailer. Here we go.
Wow. That's long for a trailer. Okay, here we go, Joe. Watching trailer of Sleigh Bells. This is where he likes it. You just same face the whole time. So. I think why? Why? Okay. Yeah, I expected that. He's confused. He's like, why? Why? He's like, what in the world am I watching? Like, why make these movies? Whoa. His eyebrows went up. He's in shock. Something's funny about it. Okay, he's like, ew. Putting his fingers on his head like he wants to kill himself. Playing. Like, what in the world? Eyebrow up. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So this trailer, it's like someone taking their iPhone and filming in their backyard with no plot.
Wow.
And they get all these, women with, whatever, and then they're dressed in Santa attire, which is probably summer out, and something happens, and there's a demon killing people, and then this old guy, and he's like, "This is my hut. I'm Santa," and then he's like eating cookies and battling, and the women are like showing themselves, and it's like ah and screaming, and like things like a werewolf, but it's not. It's Satan. It's just stupid. I don't know. That's just I don't
I'm
know.
glad I didn't watch it.
It was just I thought it was like a big movie. I don't know. I mean, it's a rental, I guess. I could watch it on cable. If it was on cable, I'd watch it, I guess. It's just weird.
So out of
Okay.
1 to 10, what do you give it?
I don't even know if it's a rating because it's just like, you know, I don't know. All right.
You guys started later than you did last night. I'm getting kicked out of here in 5 minutes, so I
So
probably
give me
won't be able to do
5
it.
minutes worth. Give me 3 minutes worth of Simon Pegg rant. I saw your video, by the way.
Well, I did a whole video vlog on it. Oh, you want to do it for your podcast? Okay.
Well, just give me something different. Talk about.
I think if we're up.
Simon Pegg is writing Star Trek 3.
Well, I mean, Daniel emailed me today a link to that article, and I was very appalled by what Simon Pegg said.
Right.
I mean, it already confirms he doesn't understand the character of Scotty. I mean, he portrays Scotty in a goofy way. Scotty's got a cutesy sidekick. Oh, I didn't mention that. Yeah, that was another thing annoying about the new Scotty. He's got like this cutesy alien sidekick.
Yeah, it's like
the
what the Ewok name is, weird thing, whatever that is. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it's like they're trying to rip off Star Wars. J.J. Abrams is trying to rip off Star Wars, and he wants to do like a cutesy Ewok thing. And that's not Star Trek. That's Star Trek only in name. That's the characters only in name. It's Scotty only in name. If it were up to me, Simon Pegg should be fired. And he shouldn't even be involved in screenwriting. He needs to go back to what he's good at, which is comedy. He was great in Shaun of the Dead, but he's not great in Star Trek. I mean, I always think of him as Shaun of the Dead. I don't think of him as Scotty. I just can't take it seriously. And for him to say that it needs to be less Trekky, that it needs to be less Trekky than it is now. I mean, I didn't find Star Trek Into Darkness that Trekky. Their rationale that they are missing out on $1 billion because globally it grossed $500 million. Although it was a $190 million budget. I will mention that. This is the movie producer's rationale. It was a $190 million budget. I think they probably spent $50 million promoting it, so they only doubled the money. They didn't like quadruple it. Oh my God!
Right.
And I mean GAWD God.
I think the only way a Star Trek movie could work is if you get a true fan that actually cares about the integrity of the show to just handle it, and a good writer too.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I can't remember the name of the writer, but they brought him in for season 4 to pen a few episodes of Enterprise, and they were actually good episodes that were written by a hardcore Star Trek fan. That's the reason why in season 4 of Enterprise, they had the first Mirror Universe episode.
I would do a Mirror movie. You know? I would play it off like a trailer, like your reflection in the mirror, and then, you know, the transporter thing, and then they go into the Mirror universe, and just like, you know, the evil Spock, I mean, I would really like play off, like, for the fans that are not familiar with Mirror, just have this weird trailer. You know, you could have a war with our universe versus the Mirror universe, and they could expand on it in this universe where they could make it that something is created that makes a rift where it doesn't close, and that the Federation, like our Federation, is going, you know, there's like a war with them. It just doesn't close.
That'd be a very that'd be a very cool idea, but the fact that Simon Pegg is trying to compare this to Avengers, he quoted, "Oh, you need to make it more like Avengers," is the wrong idea. And I think people like Star Trek because it's intellectual entertainment,
Right.
and nerds have pretty much already won the culture wars. I see fashion models on YouTube who they're technically not nerds, but they like to say, "Oh, I have a dirty secret. I'm a nerd. I like video games. I like sci-fi." And these are women that are models. You would have never seen that like 15 years ago. So nerds have won the culture wars, and I think people are ready for an intellectual Star Trek movie.
I
And
would
I
ready
tell you
for
one
it.
thing also, nerds are cute. I'm actually attracted to nerds, so.
It's true. I think that first things first, we need to restore the prime universe of Star Trek because you don't want to throw out decades of shows. You don't want to say that Next Generation never happened, Deep Space Nine never happened, Voyager never happened, Enterprise never happened, Star Trek. I mean, let's just restore the universe, do a City on the Edge of Forever type of thing, or do a Mirror thing / City on the Edge of Forever, where they're restoring the timeline and they're stopping Spock from going into our universe, and then just take it from there. Then do a movie based on now. Like, in other words, was it 10 years after Voyager or 15 years after Voyager? And just go with it. You know, you could solve a lot of people's problems. You can make it that Cisco is still alive now. You could have Data be Data. You know, you could just solve those mysteries. And let's move forward. You know, that's it. New Enterprise, new people, and just new threats, basically.
Yeah. Oh,
you know.
Dropped out again.
So, I just, you know, the problem is that I don't think that this Star Trek universe could be successful because it's basically canceling out the old. So that's the wrong approach to it.
Yeah.
So it just needs to restore the timeline and then go with something else. Then, if you don't want to do a TV series, do a follow-up movie that shows where all these characters are at. Do Picard's final adventure on the Enterprise. Do Riker taking over the Enterprise. Do, you know, something. Show Deep Space Nine. Show, like, you know, what the ship of Voyager is doing in our Alpha Quadrant. You know, who's the captain? Is it Chakotay? Is it Seven of Nine? What's happening? You know? So I think that they need to. I think fans are dying for a continuation from, like, all those shows, and I think they can't get it because these movie sequels have to die and just be canceled out in order for Star Trek to continue, I believe. You know? What say you, Gloria?
I agree.
I really don't think that it's never going to work. You got to just get rid of the reboot and just restore
totally.
them.
I mean, they were okay for what they were, but I mean, like, I agree with a lot of people when I say it didn't feel Trekky enough.
Right. You know what I would do? I would basically do the unthinkable. I would have this movie, they restore the universe. The next Star Trek movie would be the last hurrah for the Next Generation. Picard's final mission on the theater, in the movies, and Data's alive because his programming took over before. And just show where the characters go. Show at the end of the movie, a brand new Enterprise. You know, Ambassador Riker, Ambassador Picard, whatever. And just show these characters evolve where you want them to see. I don't want to see a death. You know, you don't need to kill people off. We did that in Nemesis. Let's just, you know, give them the proper send-off and have them pass the torch. The Next Generation passes the torch to a next generation. All right? Yeah. That's what you need to do.
Oh, yeah.
Basically. And you could actually have a Next Generation movie where they're fighting a threat, and you have to have Janeway with Voyager, you have to have Cisco with the Defiant, and everybody getting together, and you could even have, do a time travel thing and have Archer there too. Everybody just in it,
Yeah.
You could even have a joke. You could even have them save Kirk from the Nexus, and he's like with an axe with a pile of wood. Like, what happened? Oh, I was chopping trees. What are you talking about? I don't know, anything. I would just, give fans what they want for this, the anniversary of Star Trek. I think it's the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, right? I think. So, next year. So we lost Chris Faraday. All right, I'm going to do some box office numbers. I love doing box office numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to we did it the other night, I know, but we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
So let's see where the Avengers is. Okay, so Age of Ultron is 1,145,000,000. All right, doesn't really change until the weekend. The weekend one is when it will really go nuts. We did have some news today. I'm hearing stuff that The Force Awakens is not as long as you think it is. I'm really hoping it's not a short movie, but it's not confirmed. They says it probably is not going to be long. I know. I hope people are not disappointed. I hope I'm not disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't want to see no hour-and-a-half Star Wars movie.
That'd be terrible.
Terrible.
I want as much as we could get from it.
It has to be a long movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I am going to get into The Flash and Arrow and be part of the talk.
Yeah.
So that's that. Let me see one other article before we go. Yes, my phone is beeping. I don't know who that is. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, they said something about the Flash is going to be going to parallel dimensions in season 2. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have anything, Gloria, with your Moral Instruments or any TV shows you have to talk about?
They're training. The cast are training. They're up in Toronto now, and they're, getting their, strength up and getting, that Shadow Hunter gear, being able to kick butt, demon butt, They're getting really, good at that. They're, like, lifting weights and all of that. Even Simon, he's not going to be involved in that aspect until he becomes a vampire in the second book, so later on in the series, but he's still got to be ready for that moment when he becomes a vampire and he gets actually more action in his character involved in the shadow world. But he was even there, pumping some and all that. And Luke, he's a werewolf, so he has to be really, all that too, have a lot of stamina and all that. So they're really working their butts off, getting ready. Because they start filming next month. They start actually official production. And I also saw some pictures of them trying outfits on. So wardrobe is working with them and all that. And of course, they're still working on the script. And now the script writers are actually got on Twitter so the fans can actually tweet them and ask questions and stuff. Because a lot of people are worried about where the script is going because there's so many rumors about, what they've added, what they put, kept out, things they've changed from the book that, upset, some people. I mean, me included. But, that was like, first of all, it could be like just for them to try out for the audition. So they could have just tried to change some things to make it to where they could see that the different range they could do in acting.
Right.
But it could be also actually in the actual episode, so that's what a lot of fans are worried about. They don't want there to be a lot of change. Like, instead of Luke being a book owner, a bookstore owner with antiques and stuff along with it, he's actually an FBI agent, which is totally different from his, his character in the book. But he's still a werewolf, so as long as he's a werewolf, I'm fine. But I mean, I'm still a little upset that they've actually got a lot of diversity in the book already, and they've actually changed the casting and made it like Luke is a black man in the show when he's a white man in the book, which I'm okay about it, but it's like at the same time it's so weird because they're talking about it being diverse, and the ones that are upset about it, they're talking about race, that they're racist and all that. It's not that they're racist, they're just upset that they're changing the characters from the book when they don't need to. They're all talking about there's so much diversity in the cast, that's great. But the book was already diverse enough. If they kept to the book, there would be plenty of diversity in the show. So me and my friend were talking about it. Yeah, my friend was talking about it. She's like, she agrees. She's like, she was so shocked about Luke. But the actor who they did cast as Luke, he is great. I liked him in the Old Spice commercial.
Right.
He cracks me up as the
I
Old
bet you
Spice
did,
man, so it's like, so in that way, it's cool. But yeah.
We got some sad news. There is a death in Captain America: Civil War, and Agent Carter will be dying in the old Agent Carter, who's like, 90 or whatever she is,
Yeah.
And we will see a lot of Avengers in this movie. We may even see the Wasp, War Machine, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, the Hulk, Black Widow, Iron Man, of course, Captain America, of course, Winter Soldier, yes, Steampunk. So it's going to be a Avengers. This movie, Captain America: Civil War, is going to be Avengers extended, basically. So, Steampunk Ed, what are you eating, bro?
Yeah, I went over to McDonald's. Stays open another 2 hours, so I went to McDonald's next door and used their Wi-Fi. The only disadvantage is they don't have any power. They don't have any power plug-ins. I'm eating French fries.
Cool.
I had to buy something to sit here.
Super size fries. They still have those.
Well, they don't have super size anymore. It's a large fry.
They don't have super size anymore.
But
which probably is a good thing to a certain extent. Yeah.
Yes, I guess so. So, Chris, how would you fix Star Trek?
So this is the everything show, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are talking about Avengers, I think, right?
Yeah, we talk about everything but Doctor Who on the Everything Show. Sometimes we talk about Doctor Who too. Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you fix
wrong with that?
We try not to, though.
Yeah. How would you fix Star Trek, Chris? Would you cancel out these movies and go back to like Voyager 10 years later?
Well, I think we talked about this briefly the other day, but yeah, I would go back to the Prime Universe, which is it's referred to as the Prime Universe because Spock is referred to as Spock Prime or the Elder Spock.
Yes, correct.
And so I return to the Prime Universe and act like the last two movies never existed.
Right.
And I would do first a Q movie. And then I would do another Borg movie, or I could do a Q movie / Borg because Q is the one that brought the Borg into the sphere of Earth anyway, or at least he brought their attention to Earth. And do a Romulan war movie, and even maybe a movie that did another movie that did a crossover with characters from Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Next Generation.
Right.
I think that's what the fans want.
I think so too.
And you really need to bring back another TV series. I mean, because Simon Pegg indirectly illustrates why Star Trek was better as a TV franchise and not a movie franchise, because it always had a moderate-sized niche market. It never could compete with Star Wars. It always did better on TV.
Yeah, I agree.
And Star Wars was the opposite. Star Wars did poorly on TV, but did well at the movies.
Yes.
Because a lot of people forget that the Star Wars Holiday Special, which aired only on television in 1978, which there's only bootleg copies on VHS, which the internet copies are copies of VHS, and they're really poor quality, but was originally meant to be a TV pilot for a Star Wars live-action TV show, but it failed so terribly in production quality, and it got poor ratings, so they never actually went past the pilot. So it wasn't just a holiday special; it was actually technically sort of a TV pilot that never got produced.
Yeah.
And so Star Wars doesn't, Star Wars didn't do well on TV, but it does well in the movies, and Star Trek's the opposite. It does well on TV, but it doesn't do as well in the movies.
Well, they did do some did well in the movies, like most of them did well. But I think it's better on TV.
Well, yeah, I mean, Into the Darkness did $500 million, but they spent $190 million in special effects, and they spent probably another $50 million promoting the movie. So the producers view it as largely a failure because they only doubled their money.
Yeah.
But I mean, it technically made money and did well. It just didn't do as well as Avengers, or it didn't do as well as Star Wars, and that's why they're disappointed. They're expecting it. They're trying to cater to the same audience as Star Wars and Avengers, and I don't think that's what Star Trek is about.
I hear you.
Are you still there, Joe?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We're having a little
Just got really quiet. I guess I was.
No, wait.
There's only 3 of us here today.
There's a
Where's
delay.
everybody?
There's a little bit of a delay, I think, on my end, maybe a second or two. So.
Yeah.
Where is everybody tonight? There's only 3 of us here.
It's 1:16 in the morning, you know. So just us, and then I gotta get up for work, so I'm gonna be going to sleep soon. But what else has been going on, Chris? How's your fan page and stuff?
I
How's
got
those
one
fresh?
new fan, and I think that was you.
Oh, okay.
What?
That's good. Well, I mean, I wish we had more.
I mean, yeah. I mean, every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think your audience, most of your fans think I'm kind of weird, and I'm not their cup of tea. But that's
Really?
okay.
I don't think so.
The thing is, I would
We
do
don't
it. It's
judge
just
on
I don't
here.
like. I would actually like you on it, but I don't do Facebook much because I mean I just do it for family mostly.
Right.
That's where I'd go to
Okay.
look at family pictures and everything like that. That's where I keep in touch with my family.
Right.
But I mostly Google Plus and Twitter.
Yes, that's true, because when I Facebook her,
I'm still getting.
she only answered me probably 10 days later.
I rarely am on that site.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I mean, I'm still gaining subscribers, but really slowly. Like, I got 483 now. Getting close to the 500.
Good.
Maybe I'll do something special once I get to 500. There's, based on my analytics, there's probably about 10 to 20 hardcore fans that I have that watch everything I do.
Right. Let me ask you a question. If somebody wanted to send you like a package, where would they be able to send that? Would you have to give it to a fair, like a special secret location? Would it have to be the post office?
Yeah.
I don't have a mailing address.
I know.
Oh, that's the problem. So, hold on just a second.
Like a fair care package.
Well, I do. The Department of Human Resources, if you're in between places, they let you use their address as a mailing address, but you must put my full legal name, or I have no chance of getting it.
I see. Okay.
If somebody wanted to mail me a package, it would be Christopher Ferner, and it would be 2415 West 6th Street, Los Angeles, California 90057.
Ah, okay. There you go.
That is not where I live. That is just
Now, how would you
address.
know? How would you know if a package was sent? Would they contact you by your cell phone?
No, they would not. No, they would not. It's a very precarious address at
You
best.
just have to check.
I have to just go up there. I just have to go up there and check. They have a cashier. I have to go to their cashier's office, and if I got a package, I would have to pick it up at the cashier's office. And
And you wouldn't have to pay for it, though, right? You wouldn't have to pay for it to get it, right?
If a person bills it to me, yes, I would. It depends. I mean,
Even
if somebody sends me a package that I have to pay for, I'm not gonna.
No, if I had to.
Oh,
pay
if you
for
paid for it, then it.
Okay.
If you paid the shipping, then it wouldn't be a big deal. I should be able to pick it up through there in theory.
Okay. Why don't you mention your
I've never actually used the service before.
Right.
Yeah, my website, amberstreet.com. You can go to amberstreet.com, and you go to the About Me section and donate to Patreon. You can donate as little as 25 cents per video. Right now, I have nobody donating on Patreon, so please do that if you can. Or you can donate to me at cmferner cmferner@gmail.com on PayPal.
Okay. Very good. All right, guys. That was short and sweet show. Stay on the podcast after we go off air. Okay. And that's it. Take care. Bye for now.